Hi, my name is Terry Lee, and we are on video 4 on making our photo album. We left off having made this whole section here, and this opens too. And so now that we have that done, we need to start working on this side. And so we're going to do today, we're going to do this middle part here, this envelope and this. Okay, are you ready? I know you want to do this side too, but this kind of pocket thing, I just don't want to make the video too long. Okay, so now the part we've got done, if you remember, in video 1, we covered this center part and we made the pockets here. Well, you're going to do the same thing, except you're not going to make any pockets. So I went ahead and did mine so I didn't have to do it on camera, and then I'll show you what I mean, why I didn't do it. It's just one piece that covers the whole front. All right, and then the two pieces, just like we had before, that cover the flap. This is made exactly the same way, except for not using the smaller pieces, you know, with the envelope to make all the pockets. So you're still going to have the piece that goes inside, the two pieces that cover the flap, and this time you're just going to have one big piece that's going to be 6 by 8.5. Yeah, there's a 1/2 inch. In the first video, we also went over, if you want to make yours curve, how to make the template for that. Okay, now I'm talking and my dog is showing up. All right, so what we're going to do now is, let me show you on here again. What we're going to do now is make these two flaps with all the pockets and everything. Okay, it's much easier than it looks. Okay, now I've made one up already. And it's going to go on this envelope, and it's going to go right here. And then this other one that we haven't made yet is going to go right below it. Okay, so now let me mention a couple of things. I have decided that we are going to, instead of just having this blank area with nothing there, we're going to make another tuck spot. So we'll have this pocket here, this tuck spot here, and then we're going to have another tuck spot under here. I've got them all marked how to glue them. She says confidently. Okay, and then we also have to remember to put this tie on, because there's another tie on that flap that we haven't done yet, and it'll be like this, and it'll have some other things on it, but the tie will be over here to tie this shut. It'll be over here. Okay, so the first step is to take a business envelope of the two that you're going to need, and first thing we're going to do is cut the ends off, just like all the other ones. My dog's barking at the neighbors. What do you guys think? Should I have Alexa tell him to stop barking? It cracks me up every time I do that. Okay, so now we've got that. Okay, now we're going to score them at 4 1/4 inches. That should be half. You can just fold it in half if you like, and then score it to reinforce. Doesn't matter, whichever way you want to do it. So I guess you don't have to score it at all. but it makes this part easier, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and score mine. That was at 4 1/4 actually. Oh, it says 4 1/4. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, so for this part, you're going to need one paper at 6 1/8 by 8 1/2, two papers at 6 1/2 by 1 1/2, and then one paper at 6 inches wide by 1 inch to slide down in there. They're all listed on the PDF, but I just thought I would mention it. All right, so now we have our envelopes, and we're very happy. So you're going to do that twice. You're going to need 2. I tell you honestly, I have no idea what my crazy dog is doing. All right, but he's in there and we're in here. So he's probably beaten up one of his stuffed animals out of frustration. All right, so here we have our folded envelope. Okay, now we're going to have to, instead of it just being like this, we're going to have to cut a little notch out of the flaps. Let me hold it against this white envelope. Because when we flip them down and then fold them in half, it's not going to lay flat. There's going to be too much paper in here. Okay, so to do that, all we're going to do is take our scissors, and you're just going to go from the outside just to this cross piece, just a little bit to the side, and then cut at an angle towards the where the fold meets the fold. Okay, and you're just going to do a little bit on either side. See, and that makes that notch. So now we have our notch. All right, it's not very even. I'll fix it, but I actually don't need another one, so I'm just making this one for you as an example. All right, so now we're going to need to cut all these pieces, and you're just going to have fun. So what I did is I put all the measurements in the PDF. You're going to need 4 pieces, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. That's going to be these inside, left and right, the bigger pieces, the inside, left and right. Oh, I did leave something out. Number your envelope for the side. So you're going to have 1, 2, and 3. Here's 3. And then this back side, we're going to put an X on it because we're not going to glue. We're going to glue there so it doesn't need paper. And then you're going to write over here, you're going to write no glue. So that way we remember to make our pocket or our tuck spot, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let me start again. So you're going to need to number them. I even number the flaps, as you know. So I had 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4A and 5A. 6 is this middle piece that just slides in. And then I had 1 flap, 2 flap, 3 pocket. Okay, so the measurements on these are 4 pieces at 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. That's the inside, left and right. That's 1 and 2. 2 pieces at 4 1/4 by 4 1/8. That's the outside piece here for both envelopes. That's why you need 4 of these too. 2 over here. All right. You're going to need 8 pieces at 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. That's these pieces. So you need 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. And now what I did is I made all of the undersides the same. And then the top pieces are, these are 2 different ones, but these are the same different ones, but I'm making them opposite. Okay, you can do it any way you want. You can make any pattern you want. Depends on what paper you're using. So anyway, so we need the 8 at 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. Then we need 2 pieces. Let's see. Oh, I put them on. Okay, and then you need 2 pieces at the 6 by. I just scored this piece. You can cut 2 pieces if you want. That's why I had 4 down. That's why I was confused. Okay, so then you need 2 at 3 inches by 2 inches. Those are the tuck spots. And then you're going to need 2 at 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. That's this pocket out here. And then you're going to need the 2 closure threads or ribbons or whatever. Now I added in these tuck spots here. They were not on our original. They were just a place to stick a picture. I decided to make a tuck to tuck the picture. So those are 2 pieces at 4 1/8 by 2 inches. All right. It's a lot of different measurements, and so that's why they're all written down. The next step is to ink your heart out. You are going to ink every single one of these pieces and the envelopes and the creases. It looks like I missed a crease right here to ink, so I'm going to need to ink that. You guys can listen to the Jeopardy music while I do this real quick. See, you have to go back and look. To see if you've missed anything. This is a lot of inking, a lot. There are a lot of pieces to make this little section. I would have to say, in my opinion, even though it isn't hard, like difficult hard, it's just there's a lot of little pieces that you have to remember where they go and what they do and all that. So just remember to number them, and then that will make it much easier for you. Okay, so I'm taking the paper clips off. Da, 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 da. I actually put a magnet up over there. You'd think I'd have thought of that before for all my loose little ones. It looks like a sculpture now. All right, now when we cut the ends off, remember this envelope is open, so you should glue this long piece in before we glue to close it up. There's no end pockets on here, so we are going to glue this back shut. And I accidentally forgot to not do it on here, but I fixed it so that I could. So the first thing you want to do is glue this in here. So you're starting backwards at number 6. And you want it to be right up against where your flap closes, but not right on it. You want to have just enough room. That's why you can go ahead and make this the width. Looks like I'm a little short. Ha ha, I'm only 5 foot tall. I am a little short. So I'm going to ink it up. I'll go back and fix it with the paint. Maybe I'll go back and paint this. I don't know. Looks like it's a little crooked too. I was talking and, you know me, talking and gluing. Talking and gluing. not my strongest suit. I can talk and chew gum and talk and drink coffee. Oh, this is the beginning of October of 2020, and I've got the TV on and muted, and they're talking about those crazy guys that were going to kidnap that governor of Michigan. All right, now we're going to go ahead and glue the envelope closed. Oops, and you don't need to go all the way up. You only need to go up as far as the envelope. On the one that's open, the easy way to do it is from the fold. Just glue from the fold to here and then close it like that, and then that will glue it. I guess I could do that on here, couldn't I? All right, that glues that closed. I'm getting glue on the good side of my board. I'm actually getting ink on it as well by accident. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we can either do these flaps, okay, or, oh, I cut the piece on there and I didn't cut it on here. I guess I was going to show it to you on here. Let's make a little V. Oh, that one's much more even. Well, good. Now remember, these papers are cut out square. Let's do this part first. All right, the music goes on the inside. That's what I've decided. Put one piece on without cutting the V. You're never going to match the V, so don't try to cut it. Put your glue on after you take the paper off for the sticky, because we're obviously going to supplement that. Glue your paper on. Remember, right up to the seam, but not on it. Put it over to the end where that meets right there. Too much glue. All right. Don't glue it to the good side of your board. The other side I painted white. I painted over my abstract. I don't know why, but you wouldn't be able to see this against here. So now we're going to glue our music on this side. And you'll notice I'm gluing the envelope lid and not the paper. Whoops. And I moved my trash can too. So I can reach it. So we're going to put this one on. Then you're going to flip it over and you're going to do any trimming that you might need to do. I don't know how I ended up with that piece that much off size. And the reason you're going to trim it now is because if you're matching pieces off, then you'll see it from the other side. You could trim it from the other side. Now, you see how you can see the white where we cut our notch? Now it's easy to trim it. She says confidently. Okay. It makes me feel like I'm doing it backwards. You know, like, I mean, cutting with the wrong hand. Okay. So now we're going to glue these on, the other ones on this side. Now let's see. So I want to glue the green one here. Now this time you want to make sure, well, actually both times you want to make sure to run along your angle On this side, of course, there's no tape to remove. Make sure to check your pattern if you have a pattern, because it's going to fold down. So if you're trying to match, make sure you match that up. So we're going to do this one like this. And we're going to do the other one that I have so conveniently numbered. 4 and 5. Looks like we are working backwards. We just did 6. Then glue this on. And these you're going to glue right up to the fold as well. Leave just a little bit of a gap. That one looks longer quite a bit. I think my measuring was off. I mean, completely off. Because I definitely did not cut the tops of the envelopes. So you're just going to do any trimming, and then of course you're going to trim your little areas in here. Now they both match. I know I probably seem a little low energy today. I apologize. I know I'm usually chatty Cathy, but it's 9:30 in the morning and I've been up since 10 o'clock last night. I woke up backwards. Now at this point, I glued mine on so I didn't forget. You're going to take about a, let's see, how long? About an 8-inch long piece of your string. And you're going to glue part of it on number 3. Okay, here's the part you're going to glue onto this big envelope. And the opposite side of that is where you're going to glue your closure. So you're going to glue that on and wait for it to dry. Then you're going to take paper number 3. We have a winner. And let's see which way it goes. Yeah, it goes this way. And then you're going to glue that on, and that will cover up where you glued on your closure. So then we're going to glue that on. See, this way you didn't even have to take the commercial break for the for the inking. Okay, we're going to glue this on here. Once again, keeping in mind the fold. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize. Okay, then you're going to flip it over. Actually, let's go ahead and put our this is 3. Oh, here it is. We're going to put this on out here. We might as well do that while we got it. Use your 1-inch hole punch. Once you cut the piece out, put it in, center it, put it in halfway where you've got your marks, because I know after the last time and I showed you how I'd done mine, you did yours. So center this black line, or there's an arrow here, and then center it halfway. There's a little arrow there too, and then punch your hole, and that will give you a thumb hole because you're only halfway in. We did this before on the other. And then I just glued on the side that I don't want to glue on. Obviously, you do not want to glue on the side where your thumb hole is. Put your thumb on your thumb hole. We're just going to glue the 3 sides. And put this right on the front. Okay, we're going to flip it over and we're going to be on the inside. And we're going to take number 1. I'm going to glue it on. I guess you can see right now, other than cutting all these papers, how easy this is, this section. It just seems harder. Oh, I have glue on my fingernail, and now I have a fuzzy stuck to my finger with glue. It won't go away. Finally, I got rid of most of it. That was crazy. Okay, and glue this around. Leaving our gap for the fold. It seems a little tall. Then we're going to glue the other one on. As long as this one's the same height, it is. I can hear my neighbors going down the stairs. I live in an apartment. And now the dog's going to bark at him. Okay, so we got that one on. That's my tablet making noise. And then we'll glue these little tuck spots on. And glue them on 3 sides. You could put a thumb hole in these if you wanted, actually, to match the front. I might go back and do that. I don't think any of the other tuck spots have thumb holes though. So I think maybe if you're going to do it, maybe you would either want to do all of them or none of them. My glue is still full from video 3. So I'm not getting irritated waiting for it. So we've glued all our pieces on. So that was much easier than it looked, wasn't it? Now we do, finally, all we need to do is glue these on here. Get your flaps down. All right, you're going to glue this one here. Just want to make sure you've got enough room. And this one here. Okay. Just a little bit below. Not quite at the bottom, but almost. And then you want to make sure that your fold, if you fold this and it doesn't want to really fold, then just go back and trim this little angle a little bit more. It just means there's too much. And if you do that, you're going to have to go back and ink that little spot again as you're cutting the ink off too. Well, in fact, we didn't ink them, did we? Because we trimmed them the first time after we glued them. Okay, now that should work. Yeah, see, that folds flat now. Somehow it looks like I forgot this piece. Oh, I trimmed it. That's what happened. I don't know if you can hear that on my mic or not, but my neighbor's pipes, you know, like in those old houses when you turn the hot water on, it goes wah. For some reason, they haven't called the office. I have, but the office still has not come to figure out whose it is. But I'm pretty sure I know. Anyway, okay, so we're just going to line these up. Now remember, we're only going to glue them on 3 sides so we can have that extra tuck spot. Once you put all these little tags that we're going to have in here, then you're going to get that in the bonus, that file, and then of all the tags, that I'm also going to do a video on how to use them, you know, how to make them and how to use them. So we're gonna turn this over and put our fingers right here. And then we're gonna glue this around. And then you're going to take it, I would fold it. You're going to want to line it up. You don't want to cover your cut, but you want to make sure to leave room for your one on the bottom. Excuse my voice. I'm having allergies still. I'm filming these quite close together, even though they're only being posted twice a week. We're almost done, so I'm not going to worry about my dog barking. So then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to glue on these 3 sides. Alexa, announce no barking.
Announcing.
Could you hear that? It says it all through the house. Oh, and you want to make sure that they're right side up with the pockets. Okay? So we're going to glue this one here. Make sure you have a little bit of a gap in between. And you know, we're going to decorate these and stuff. So now, look what you've done already. You this and that and this and this and this tuck spot, that tuck spot, that one and that one, and now we have this tuck spot as well. Wait for your glue to dry. Now here comes Idget. So there, that's all we're going to do in this one. Then you close that. You close this, then you close the lid, and now you've done that whole section. It's easier because you've already done the flaps and stuff on that first section that we did. So, but there was just so many little parts on this. That's why I decided to just do this half in the video, and then we'll do the yeah, we'll do the back and the side here. We'll do that in the next video, and that will attach these two, spine, that will attach these two together. In the original video, I'm not sure what Bohemian Crafting, I can never remember her name. She's one of the Kerr sisters. I believe they're sisters. Anyway, I'm not sure. She was talking, and she was going to insert one half into her book, and then I don't remember how she was going to hook this on with a flap. I think she was going to fold a piece of cardstock and then cover it on this side. But I decided to make a book out of it, and so we're going to have the spine, the front, this flap, and the back still to do. Okay? All right, well, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. And